Yeah, Weege show here. We've done it again. I've got a microphone. This is Cullen Park, and he's got one. Thankfully, not all the mechanic stuff is Ty. What I want to ask you about is you walked this track. No one's ridden it yet. What is it like? What did you think?
Definitely more Supercrossy than outdoors.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
It's almost like a Supercross. It reminds me of Minio's Supercross, but like more obviously bigger jumps and stuff.
Sure.
Where it's not like super technical,
yeah,
but very tight, jumpy. I think it'll be fun, but you just never know. None of us have ridden it yet, so I don't know how it's going to be be honest.
The sand sections, can you pass it there? Or are you like, oh, it's going to be tough?
Again, you don't know. Like,
okay.
I'm going to be honest, it doesn't seem like it's going to, I think it's going to be kind of hard to pass.
Yes.
But who knows? We could race or ride the track and it'd be way better. So, I don't know. I'm optimistic.
We'll see.
Optimistic.
I'll take the microphone, you take the bike.
All right.
Mechanic needs to take the wrench. Cullen Park, good job. So we have some perspective. This show is brought to you by the Honda CRF250R and the Honda CRF450R. Now, I will also have an additional Weege show coming to you tomorrow morning. If you watched the Weege post-race show brought to you by Race Tech last week, it wasn't very good because the end of the day wasn't very good. I'm just being straight up, everybody. So I'm going to do a Saturday morning show brought to you by Race Tech and our usual Saturday night wrap-up. Our preview show, as always, so brought to you by Honda. And I'll be right back once I put this microphone away, and we'll show you a little bit of what the track looks like. Okay, welcome back. So SMX Next World All-Stars just wrapped up the very first practice session. I know that everyone's thinking with this track, we just talked to Cullen Park, as you know, that it looks Supercrossy. Now, Mike Buey of Fell Motorsports says the goal is to make it not just feel like the St. Louis Supercross, and to that end, look, they actually put mulch. They actually put some dark soil on the track. That's the good news. But I saw guys jumping over that. It actually smells like mulch. It smells like good, deep, disked motocross, fresh soil. I just don't know how much of a factor that's actually going to have in the racing. But these kind of like man-made braking bumps, and that's an off-camber instead of a bowl turn. I suppose those are some of the ways they're trying to give this track the motocross feel. Not full motocross feel, but not quite Supercross full on a little bit. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a 14% motocross. And what also I did not know is that this happened to one of those stadiums where the lower seats actually can be pushed back. So these are seats back here that have been pushed back against the wall. They don't normally do that for Supercross. They did do it here. So they do have a larger floor space to get a little more creative and faster with the layout. Look at this, Anton. Look, see, we got soil.
Yeah, we got dark dirt.
We got dark dirt. So they're, again, trying to at least import some level of motocrossness. That is dark dirt. I mean, look, you can't make it as deep as a real motocross track because you're just piling it on top of concrete. Now, this back section is sand. This is the underneath part that you saw on the track map. It's sand. It's actually that mulch dark mixture coming in. See what's dark back there? This is sand. But the corner is actually clay, and I think that's actually for the best because 180 sand turns are always one line. I don't know if you're going to get multiple lines back here, but I think it's easier or more likely that it's going to happen with a traditional clay. So there you see the different soils. All the way up top, that is black back there, the same mulch mixture that I showed you before. Then you have this sand, and then you have this turn. And then it goes back to sand on the exit. And speaking of exit, I got to get out of here because the Wild Card 250 practice is about to begin, and I'm not supposed to be standing on the track while that's going on. A couple other things we learned in the press conference that myself and JT hosted. I got to get further back. Oh, here we go. First rider to hit it. Come on, Lux Turner. Just having the roof real close overhead there reminds me of Glendale. They had sand underneath. Remember Glendale, the very infamous Vince Friese taking out Christian Craig? He jumped over the inside berm to try to block Craig from getting to the exit. There was that actually had a roof over it. And then of course the corridors of the old Monster Energy Cup when they would find extra space to try to make that track longer at the MGM Grand. And even the classic Bercy Supercross, not what we have anymore at Paris. it doesn't quite have that same setup, but the old Bercy Supercross had tunnels, and it was awesome. So it reminds me of that. Is there going to be passing there? I don't know. Back to the regular track. I'm going to talk about what we saw at the press conference this morning as the riders come by. Learned a lot about Seth Hammaker. I feel like one of the big questions last week. Oh, that's Masterpool who tipped it. Oh, we got some sand here. John and Motocross see it up a little bit. Hammaker had the 11-second lead, and one of the big questions coming out of that was, if you're Hammaker, having an 11-second lead and then not winning the race, is that a huge bummer, or are you still happy that you were fast enough to get that lead and still finish second? No. I talked to Seth after the press conference. He was not happy with it. We're starting to learn a little more about, we just knew that earlier in his career, especially outdoors, Hammaker had physical issues. Now we have a better idea. He told Matt this, I think, at Budds Creek, it's colitis. And he told me today, I just thought if it was hot out or long outdoor motos, that was the problem. It's a little more elaborate than that. He did say last week was real tough in the heat with the 20-minute moto, and he was feeling it. But even Supercross, he feels like one of the big advantages is he's able to put out one hard effort. Wow, that is true motocross mulched up there. Much more so than I thought. How about that? Okay, that's something. Anyway, Hammaker told me that putting in one big effort in a Supercross main works. Having it ramp it back up for Moto 2 is a little bit tougher. So he said he's working on it. The idea is to do a 2-moto format. That didn't happen last week, but it is going to happen this week. But we got a roof. He said, let's crank up the air conditioning. It's a little bit cooler. That'll help too. But the fact that they have Friday practice, he also has to account for that and not put out too much effort as he tries to figure out how to solve the physical problem that he has. So that's the most we've heard about this with Hammaker. That's a sweet wall jump right there. And this is a split lane that I don't know if anybody's going to use. All right, thank you, Luke Neat, for actually trying it. But a lot of the riders commenting how much wider the outside is, like way wider than the inside, like a bigger gap than usual. But I don't know, if you went and you stood by the side of your local motocross track and you saw that dirt followed by this kind of relatively simple roller thing, wall jump, and then 2 sand whoops. It's not an outdoor national, it's not pro motocross, but it's a more motocross-like section than you would see in Supercross. That's something. Like I said, we learned about Hammaker, and that's going to be a big factor because, look, Deegs is the guy in the 250 class. He had everyone covered. Well, he won the Supercross title. I don't want to say it everyone covered, but he won the Supercross title. And then motocross, he did have everyone covered. And Deegan told me 2 weeks ago, these are the best tracks for him. Because Deegan even admitted, as stoic and as confident, that whoops are his weakness and there aren't whoops on these tracks. So look, Deegan is the guy. Yeah, I know Shimoda had a faster lap than him last week. I'm not putting too much stock in that. I feel like Deegan would do what he needs to do to win. But if there were a problem, and that's the one thing about the 3-race playoff format that we have not seen to be a factor yet, but when you're taking the small sample size, 1 bad race, 1 crash, 1 injury, 1 bike problem, title run, who can take advantage of the 250 class? And that's why the Hammaker story, the Shimoda story, the comeback that he had, even Kitchen getting a 4th. Marchbanks is back. He is going to try riding. We'll see how the racing goes this weekend. Those guys who are out and outside looking in, that's key. I don't know if anyone beats Deegan for the title straight up, but it's 3 races and anything can happen in a short sample size. We're back. This is funny. This is actually the banners. Riders are going by me in that sand tunnel right now. There's these banners back here. You'll see the front side of them, obviously. See this right here? I learned about this. This inflatable, this is actually what's used in gymnastics. They use these inflatables for the concrete walls last week, and I think they'll bring it back in Vegas. So they had a big investment in these big, long, inflatable barriers of the safety of the riders. So, what's up, Lurch? We're learning all the time. Megawatt, we're learning all the time. If a rider were to get out of control and go through these banners before they get to the concrete wall, I just ruined it. Shoot. Safety first, everybody. So we got these inflatable cushions right here that they laid up against the concrete barriers at Charlotte and then got up against the concrete walls here. And I point these things out because, I mean, I've learned the hard way myself. You'd think I know everything that's going on in these races. I accidentally found out about the big investment in those inflatables that they had laying up against the wall at Charlotte, and now I know how to recognize them and see them. You look at this and you think there's no safety whatsoever. You don't realize there's tough blocks protecting them from the metal, and then also the barriers against the wall. All the little nuances to make these hybrid tracks work, right? Because they're outside the traditional areas where we race. We don't normally race in tunnels. We don't normally race on drag strips. So these are the investments they made to try to go outside the box but still do it safely. This is the pit area. Now, back in the day, this St. Louis pit was, to me, the best of the year. It was the most rabid of the year. These pits were crazy. I remember the Travis Pastrana days, the RC Stu days, Chad Reed. These pits used to be crazy. They don't have a fan fest on Friday for fans, so it's empty today. I hope the St. Louis people show up like they used to back in the day, because these pits used to be rocking. And that's actually old privateer pit area. Now that I think about it, where the track now goes, you don't have as many riders in SMX, so they could use that space now for racetrack instead of that was an area where privateers could bring their toolboxes and their easy ups and everything in and pit. Check this out. There wasn't a podium last week. This is last week's podium. Yes, congratulations to Chet Lawrence, Chase Sexton, and Eli Tomac with their podium at the Charlotte Playoff round in St. Louis. Believe it or not, that's a microphone. Remember the Beta guys, Benny and Freckle, from inside the truck earlier in the year. You like the mic?
I love the mic.
You do love the mic.
Weege said we were such a hit, we never got invited back. So it's kind of crazy.
I haven't not been to a race since, but the next time I don't go to one, we'll ring you up.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, what's up? I can talk to you too. You're the home track guy, really. You look like the home track guy. You're wearing...
You're sick.
It does look good. He's wearing Cardinals gear, but you're the home guy.
I am from Kansas City, 3 hours from here. You don't wear Cardinal stuff. I would wear Royal stuff.
So do you care about the Royals?
I'm not a baseball guy.
You're just the Chiefs guy.
I'm a Chiefs guy.
Okay. What was it like being back last week? That was pretty good, actually, result-wise, I thought.
Yeah, I was happy with it. Thank you. I feel like we could do better, but
yeah,
something to build off of for sure.
Well, you had raced in, what was that, High Point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't race High Point either, so.
Well, you stormed off. I didn't even want to interview you after. It didn't look good. Much better at Charlotte.
Much better day at Charlotte. Try to have a better day tomorrow? Today?
Last thing, is there anything to learn on the Beta, which hasn't done much outside of Supercross? Did you learn last week weirdo track, hyper track?
I mean, yes, I guess a little bit. The track was gnarly. Probably the gnarliest track I've ever rode in my life. Freckle, you were his favorite track of the year.
Well,
right?
I was going to get at it. So, Freckle, you're not an outdoor guy.
Not an outdoor
You said 6 years or something?
Yeah, 2019.
It's the last time you rode outdoors.
It didn't go very well in 2019 either. So
okay.
The last full season I did outdoors
Yes.
was actually 2016. So,
Whoa.
long time ago.
What team was that?
TLD.
Jeez, oh
Yeah.
man. So last
old
week was,
now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when you were on Alberson's team. What year was
Yep,
that?
15. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So last week, not fun.
I didn't really enjoy it. No.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. Like I said in my Instagram post, I haven't raced outdoors in 6 years, and
Yeah.
I don't really remember what it was like, but that's kind of how I remembered outdoors. So I was just happy to get out of there, honestly. I didn't feel comfortable the whole weekend, so it is what it is. It just kind of comes with age, you know?
Usually I'm negative. Last week, I was Mr. Positive. He was negative.
I don't know about negative. I was realistic, is how I like to put it.
6 years.
I want to go home. I heard him say 7 times.
Yeah, well, especially when the rain
like
came.
me in Oakland in 2023.
Yes, actually, Oakland 2023. Harlan here said he was
doing good with the microphone. I
he
really
was
respect
going
it.
to go get a job because that's how bad he was. He was like 20 seconds off of first place after free practice.
Is that the year where the insane whoops? Like really gnarly whoops?
Yeah, the track was like 70% whoops.
Yeah.
I struggled that weekend too.
Dragons back into more whoops.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm good.
I'll move on to Grant Harlan now. Good job with the mic, by the way. Welcome back. I did not honestly expect you to race. Did you expect to race last weekend?
2 weeks before, yeah,
Okay.
was the plan.
Yes. And
Yeah.
before that?
Before that, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if I was getting surgery, if I was racing or not.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always leaning towards racing.
Yes.
Because obviously
There's money, baby.
there's money.
Yeah.
Which after last weekend, clearly I don't want. I'm the opposite of you. Like, if there's money on the line, I'm out.
Apparently. But you
rather-
said your bike didn't run.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. I'm glad you're not like me because I'd be crying still now. I would have never gotten over it.
There's been some tears this week.
Oh,
I
there
promise
was?
You. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Redemption then? Some redemption?
I got to. It's
Okay.
been a tough year.
It has.
It's been one of those. I only got one hand, but it's like that much of a difference between a really good year and the year I've had. So, you know,
The problem
it
is
happens.
you know you could be good because
Yeah.
you've proven it. So now you have a standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know you could be good. Benny was the most, I got it. You were the most positive of the three.
Last week,
Of these three, you were the most positive guy.
I was positive, honestly.
See?
I,
just happy to be
honestly,
back in the race.
I was having a good day till the LCQ.
Oh,
I only even not making it. Like after I tipped over in the first corner, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get 4 race laps in, kind of build into it a little bit.
Wow.
And I didn't get that, and that's why I was upset.
that is incredible positivity.
He didn't even jump the jumps on Friday.
Why? They fixed it for Saturday. Why would I?
It's actually not a bad idea.
I'm not gonna say it because I was gonna say something, but it'd be profanity, and that's
Okay.
That's not who I am.
No, he's tough.
Look,
He's tough. Don't say
I,
it.
I had 4 days on the bike at
Yes.
Paula, going into Charlotte.
Oh, just like Charlotte.
Yeah.
Excuses.
First time back on Supercross suspension. Hadn't seen a track like that in, honestly, years.
Sure.
And I was like, every lap, I'm gonna slowly get better. Slowly ease into it. There's no need to go out here and kill myself. You know,
Some guys got jacked up on Friday.
they did.
You played it smart.
Well, and with the knee
Yes.
thing I'm dealing with, like,
Yes.
I'm not trying to go case the 100-foot triple
Yeah.
and really find out the hard way.
Yes. We'll see today. It's Friday.
Feeling good so far.
This one's a little more normal.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. All right, let's wrap this show up. You want to see what the track really looks like? Well, this is the view we're going to get tomorrow. I'll zoom in a little bit. From here, that turn looks more bowl turn, block pass takeout opportunity than it seems down to the floor. It's kind of the way the berm is angled. We'll see if guys can do it. Obviously, from up here, it looks like a Supercross track. So that's the real question. We have 2 views now. The view you're going to see from the cameras and the stands. Is it just going to race like Supercross, or are those little subtle things that we saw down there, that mulch soil, the sand, some of the jumps being laid down, more motocross style jumps, is that going to matter? Will it feel a little less like a normal Supercross as Chase Sexton goes outside? Shoot, I could do a whole broadcast like this. I just do the whole Weege show right here. 1 camera, 1 announcer. Anyway, thanks to Honda for backing our shows like always. We've been putting this trivia on the RacerX Instagram for the last week. Honda CRF450Rs have won every overall in the SMX Playoffs so far. There's been 7 races won. Chase Sexton actually won the first on a Honda in 2023. Hunter and Jet have won all of them since. Look, when you have 3 great riders over that 3-year span with the Lawrences and Sexton, you're going to win a lot of races. But we'll see if that changes, because same old story. Sexton on a KTM now and Tomac on the Yamaha were very close to Jet. It looked like they could run with him last week. But we've seen that over and over and over and over, and then he usually ends up winning. So it's the same question. We talk about the track. How will it be different? Will any of it matter? That's the big question. I'm still waiting for the 3-race format to lead to some wild, oh man, there's not enough time to come back from this scenario. Right now it's still just Jet and Deeks.